Alright, it's Scott again. I'm here to show you how to fix the trigger on a Ryobi or a Homelite weed eater. What you're going to need is a new trigger, and it looks like this. And depending on your version, you'll either need a number 2 or number 2.5 torque spit, which is the star type. It looks like this. Okay, so we removed these 4 screws right here. We're going to take the piece of plastic off, that's the outer casing. Just to be aware, inside, on the other side of this trigger, is spring-loaded. It's a wraparound spring, I'll show it to you in a second, but it does have a tendency when you take these off to sometimes fly a little bit. So just keep an eye out for where it might go. And here's the spring. It didn't go anywhere. Stayed right there. Okay. Okay. Now the new one. This bead sits in this hole right here, and the wire goes in such a way that it wraps around. So it'll sit like this. And your spring gets put back on here, this little post, and it puts tension on here. So when you pull it, so when you pull the trigger, the spring is going to want to bring it back out. So you have that sort of action. You want to reload your spring like this, and put some torque on it. So when the mechanism is put back together, this is how it's going to look, and it'll get mounted underneath here, and I'll show you that in a second. So the next step is you take this bead, and the bead goes in on this side, and you run the cable through it. So you can see how this bead is in there. We'll put the bead in. It's hard to do this with one hand. Run it through the channel, then turn it so it's going to sit like this. So this is what it'll look like once it's mounted back before you put the casing on. So I wasn't able to show you the technique, but basically you just put this black post on, line it up through the hole on the spring, and you just twist it back. Next you just put the casing on and your 4 screws and you're good to go. And the finished product works. And that is how you fix the trigger on a Ryobi or Homelite string trimmer.